I hope this new month has invigorated you to be more of yourself. And I'm excited to go live. I told myself I was going to. So I must adhere to that because I do believe in actually setting that standard of what you're going to do. And I have a family member that says, oh, I'll see how I feel. No, this is what I'm going to do. If I wait to see how I feel to decide whether I'm going to show up or do something, that doesn't set my intention to show up. That sets my intention to finding an excuse to not do it. So I am excited because I was speaking to a friend about change and that beauty of change. And she had just bought a brand new phone. And she said, I bought this new phone because I have some aunties that I no longer want to speak to. I have friends that I've transitioned out of. And with this new phone, I will change my number and they won't get the new number. And I understood that because it's something I do. And it's something that I find is powerful, especially when you want to show up differently. It could be transformation. It could be change. However, the fact that you want to show up differently, there are people that will no longer be able to occupy your space. And let's talk about it. I do this every 3 to 5 years. So possibly every time I move, because I've moved countries, moved cities, moved places that I was currently residing. And it is a good idea that when you move, thank you for the likes, not everybody gets to move with you. Who you knew prior is no longer here. And I also am under the understanding that friendships are cyclical. I am never upset. Well, good evening, Mag. A little bit later than usual. However, I am here. Friendships are cyclical. I'm never upset when a friendship has ran its course. And I am now firmly in a space of that's what happens. What's up, Zach Black? That's what happens. Sometimes we've learned, we've had fun, and you no longer are a part of my space. So if friendships are cyclical, thank you for the heart me. I'm okay with that. And let me add to this because this is the additional layer. Just because we no longer communicate does not mean that I don't still hold you in high regard. You cannot be a part of my active friend circle and I don't dislike you. I don't think negatively of you. In fact, if I see you, I may stop and chat or I may not. It depends on the person. But if you are no longer a part of my life, it doesn't mean that it's on a negative side. And feel what that means because thank you for sharing the live, Meg. You're always good with that, with sharing and getting these likes up. It's not either or. I cannot have you in my space and not dislike you. I don't think about you. You just don't occupy any part of my being. I don't think negatively of you. If someone brings you up in conversation, I won't speak on you. I hold myself to that regard. I'm an adult. Doing the opposite doesn't show the maturity that I am. And I want to show up as a authentic, mature human being. I won't even say adult. Just because someone is a certain age does not mean they have maturity in the way that they process data, in the way that they process their interpersonal relationships, and definitely in the way that they interact with individuals. So let's forget that because that is not it. And peso. Just a minute. So, in saying that, the beauty of saying, listen, we are no longer friends, and I've enjoyed every moment of our interaction, and that's it. It's not we are no longer friends, and if I see you, I'm going to run you off the road. No, that's not what it's about. I'm an adult. I choose to see myself in a higher perspective, meaning I can understand when people grow apart. I can understand that we just haven't spoken in maybe a year or two, and maybe you have been busy, or maybe we just haven't connected. Maybe we will again, or maybe we won't. But either way, it's all okay. And I made a post about not caring because there's so much that I don't care about, and I'm always surprised about what people care about. Like, you care about that? That's something that occupies your brain like for 24 hours. I just don't have the capacity to actually, what's up, Moni Love, to have a, thank you for the rose, Maureen. I don't have the capacity to hold a lot of opinions. When I speak, I thank you for the share, Moni Love. I want to be open and clear and positive and healthy. There's a lot that I just don't ingest. I just don't have the luxury and the time and the bandwidth and the space to always be processing what I think about this and what I think about that and who, what. I don't care. I don't care. Do you see how much that just takes from your day? You have to, no, I don't care. Often you'll ask me something, I don't know, and I don't actually care. What I do care about is directed. Okay? Outside of that, I don't care. And here's the extra step. I really don't care what you think about me. I've gotten past that a long time ago. For another individual to think that I have to process what they think about me? No, I like me. So I'm okay with whatever you think. And it's not even an argument. Sure, you think that. Okay, but what does that have to do with me? What does your opinion of me have to do with me? For real. What is your opinion of the weather? Why do you need to tell me that? Is anybody else in the chat? How can you have the capacity to talk about the weather all the time? Talk about who died. Talk about all of these things that are meaningless. They're not, thank you. Why'd you change the name? Now it's Keep Motion. Thank you. I appreciate you. But I haven't seen you in lives. I see you always like my videos. However, I'm happy to see you. I will say that, Keep Motion. And I am an amazing person. So thank you. Outside of that, I don't care. And I got to this message because I was speaking to a friend who had said she had bought a phone and she's cutting off family members and friends that no longer need access to her. And I said, I absolutely understand. Of course, I'm going to notice your name change. Of course. I understand. There comes a point where, let me change this. I got to a point where I started seeing there are so many things that don't need my attention, including thoughts in my head that aren't helping me get to where I need to go. Let me repeat that. There's so many things that don't need my attention. If you're asking me about celebrity gossip, something going on in the world, thank you. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Cass Lauren. In 40 years, yeah. Well, this is a 20-year game. Now, let me shift gears. Yeah, listen, Tyron, for real. There's so little things that I care about in the most beautiful way. I am dedicated to the beauty that is me. Thank you for the follow, One Love. to the things that I'm putting my energy into. As I've shared with you, I don't have a television. No, I am not. I am not a Pisces. So I limit what I can actually have access to, including people, including people. including people. And this also comes from when I was a flight attendant, and especially when I lived in London or Paris, I was in a completely different environment. And so when I would come back to, thank you, come back maybe to see my family for Christmas or the holidays, there was so much going on within the context of the US that I was unaware of because I had been living full time abroad. So I kind of stuck to that. And I saw how much better I felt with myself. And, but good guess, Tyan, good guess with Pisces, but no, I'm not. And if my goal is to speak life into others and lead just positivity, I don't have time for no mess. I really don't. I really, really don't. And it's only with love. If you start talking nonsense, I will just easily walk away. I just stopped caring. And even now, maybe we're just on the same level of understanding. And thank you. Keep Motion in the link in bio now just has my TED Talk. I took out my link tree because I'm updating everything. So my link in bio goes directly to my TED Talk. You got it. I don't know if you watched it, but go watch my TED Talk, which actually it was under 8 minutes for my TED Talk. That will be like a 40 to 50 minute speech workshop because there's so much in it. There's so much that was condensed because my thought was say the story with the emotion, with the exact words, without filler, and that's it. In fact, that is unlike any other TED Talk. Most TED Talks, I'm doing, wait a minute, how do you know about these things? Most TED Talks, including the one that I gave, are structured differently, but I don't care. Did you see my last post? I don't care. I was invited to speak as Hope, and everything in me said, Hope, you should do this and that. And I got to a point where I said, I don't care. Like, I don't care about these arbitrary rules that I just don't care about it. I gave my TED Talk on October 7th, a TEDx talk. I was invited. It was in Germany. It's in my link in bio. It's entitled The Emergency Landing You Need. However, it's a word of inspiration. So yes, it is on the TEDx. Thank you. It is on the TEDx stage. However, it's a word of inspiration. And I will be doing more 7 to 10 minute words of inspiration that will be posted on my YouTube, which is Hope is Speaking. And that's what I do. However, with TEDx, it was that same thing of, I don't care about your rules. I'm Hope. And that was the first time I was in my full rebel stage. Yes, please check it out, like it, leave a comment. I don't care. I was invited. I will speak. I did not wear my shoes. And that is just it. I'm done with focusing on these small things that don't matter. The feeling matters. The words matter. The outcome matters, but how it's structured, you either feel it or you don't. You either feel it or you don't. Let me let my dog in. Okay, once you come in, this is it. Come on. So, In saying that, I'm the rebel, so you don't have to be. But there comes a point where enough is enough. I don't care. I've shown up. I'm doing what I said I was going to do in my way. And maybe that's all I need. And I'm sharing this because sometimes it's like, maybe you are more crazy than you think you are, and maybe I am. But how how rebellious? How rebellious? Did you take off your shoes and walk on the TEDx stage and just say some words and then walk off? I did. And the same thing with life. I choose to build my life, and I've lived a great life. Here's the other thing. I've lived a great life, especially just the travel that I've experienced the 15 years with the airline, living abroad, and traveling for me, especially as a flight attendant, is as extensive as you can get. And it was my way. It was never, I have to do this for a certain amount of time and then stop and do X, Y, and Z. No, I'm on my own time. And I love the famous philosopher, Sean Carter, otherwise known as Jay-Z. And this was from his 2013 interview with the Breakfast Club. And Charlemagne the God had asked him, people say that you shouldn't open a sports agency because you don't have the wherewithal to lead the agency where it needs to be. And he responded with, yes, I do. I know more than you. And I just thought that is such that was something I would say. Yes, I do. And I know more than you. And that's all it takes. The fact that I believe I can do it is all it actually takes. But how often may we step out of that role for the comfort of others? How often will we not truly show up as authentically or as that rebellious spirit? Because I don't know, they may think, or I don't know, Peso, that's exactly what we're not doing. Peso. We will just talk through it. I will just talk through it. Okay, Peso, this is enough. She doesn't listen. This is the only person in my life that doesn't listen. Not now. So I am... Yeah, but doubt's always going to be there. It can be there. It just depends if you actually allow it to occupy that space or if you observe it and say, yeah, that's not true. That's the difference. The other live I gave, I'm going to throw a piece of oatmeal at you if you don't calm down. Someone said, Hope, well, when fear overwhelms you, I said, well, I have to stop you there. Fear overwhelms you. It doesn't overwhelm me. Meaning, I can feel the fear. The only difference is I feel the fear and I go forward anyhow. And to overwhelm means to overtake, means to really engulf, and it's almost like a wave if you're on a surfboard and it overtakes you. Fear is never going to do that to me. Me. Because the only difference between, again, someone who accomplishes whatever task and the person that allows fear to keep them where they are is sheer movement. Everyone feels fear. Absolute. No one is absent from feeling fear. Oh, wow. That's great. Oh, the Sphere is so cool. Are they doing like a residency at the Sphere? Because they've been doing that for the past couple of weeks, right, Zach? Well-deemed fool. You're the well-deemed fool for telling me I haven't experienced real fear. Number one. Number two, why do you feel that the fear that I've experienced isn't real? Number three, get out of here. You're talking to a powerful person who's accomplished so many things that you would definitely say, you know what? I can't believe they did that. They must have. This is why. Move to the side. You aren't in this. And I have to speak to people like this. That's not a part of me. That's a part of you. All fear is real. Whether it's crossing the street or crossing something that's within you that has been dragging you down for years. Kick rocks. Go have a glass of water, sit down, and understand you aren't it. Because you wouldn't say something like that if you were. I don't need to tell you anything. You're on Hope is Speaking. You're not on Your Name is Speaking. I'm not here to rationalize with you. Do you understand that? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And I will not. I'm always relaxed. However, you have to understand when you're in the presence of greatness, when you're in the presence of a person who's constantly bettering their best, it's not you. So, bye. So as we were going along, that's how I speak to my fear. And this is the latest thing that I had to experience, even flying to the TEDx event that I spoke at in Germany. There was a moment on the plane where I said, you know what, I could land in Germany and just not show up. And I had to say, Hope, are you serious? Of course you're showing up. Of course you're ready. Of course you'll do great. And that's it. There's no way you can fail. And I truly believe that. I never think about how bad it could be. How great can it be? Look at what I've accomplished in life. And most, if not all of your accomplishments, you will only see. It's not for others to see. And the beauty of that is you know how you grew, how you've grown from everything. From everything. Exactly. Thank you, Zach Black, for the earth. I appreciate it. You got to speak to yourself like that. Anytime you feel those thoughts or you get some person who may not have the courage that you have, I believe in truly one of two, doing whatever you want, because none of this matters. However, most of the time, thank you for the hand heart. When I see nothing, I say nothing. Or if I'm feeling extra spicy, you don't have the authority to tell me anything. You don't. Especially after I've accomplished something that meant so much to me. And for me, it's of service, because if it gives back to someone, if it gives some inspiration or motivation where they say, I saw this Hope girl on this stage and she gave this message and now I'm going to try to do something that I told myself no, that's why I do it. Not to come and prove to someone on a phone, on an app, what real fear is. Kick rocks, buddy. You couldn't even stand in the same room as me. So, thank you, Zephyr. So, in saying that is at times a part of moving forward. Knowing when to stand up and say, nah, I am going to get a little spicy today, and then sit back and say, you see, this is how I stay in movement. I stay in movement because all fear is doing, fear's there to protect you. It's there for a reason. It's there because your brain is saying, we don't know this. Let's keep you safe. I understand that. Fear is a tool of protection. However, in this regard, thank you. This has at one time kept me safe, and I'm moving forward. The moment that you allow fear to keep you in your same state, thank you for getting us up to 5,000 likes. I don't think that accomplishment is in you. I mean, it always is in you, but it just comes from moving forward. One step after the next step. It's not taking a huge leap. It's one step, one thing every day. One thing every day. Because everyone experiences fear. From the most seasoned performers and athletes to someone who's trying something for the first time. It's a natural response. It's up to us to say, you know what? I feel the fear and I'll do it anyhow. I'm afraid, but I'm afraid not to. What's on the other side of this fear? What's on the other side of this resistance? What's on the other side of who I am now? Because I won't know it until I just keep going. And using that as that forward motion, using that as that push to continue, using that as the example of why you must keep expanding, keep growing, keep continuing. Sometimes it does mean you gotta let go of people that no longer serve you. And it's not a negative thing. Thank you, Theodore Jones. Thank you. It's not a negative thing. Yeah, keep that forward motion. Now, I'm saying keep motion, that forward motion, because motion could be going in a circle. And there's a lesson for that. If you're in a cycle, there's some lesson that has yet to be learned. Thank you for the follow, Vanetta. But forward motion simply means taking one more step. And when I spoke about my friend who had bought a new phone and was cutting off people, that's a powerful means of transformation. Meaning, that means there's some of this I gotta let go of. Not out of negativity, but it's just weight. It's just weight. And with where I'm going, not everyone can come. But once I get there, I can spread the message. Once I get there, more people can come in with ease. Once I get there, there's someone there that could say, hey, I have an in. The door is open. I'm here to help. Hey, come. Just meet me at the back. I'll get you in. There's that part. Not everyone can come. However, there are those that will get there and say, listen, I made it so we can all savor it. And I strongly believe that. When I gave this TEDx speech, it was important for me to bring one of my nieces because, yes, I've traveled extensively. I will speak about it often because it's a part of my being. But I don't want to just talk about it anymore. I brought my niece along and it was her first time in Europe, and just seeing that wonderment and then seeing that she saw the ease of movement, and then she can do it too. Reach one, teach one. I'm all about that. I do believe when I chose to take that turn, I want to be of service. Yeah, so you know what? One of my friends had all of my phone numbers for like the past 15 years. And there was like probably 10 different numbers. Just because, so much needs to be deleted. And there's a beauty in that. And then you may reflect and say, oh gosh, I remember this person. Delete. Now, I love a good delete. I love a good delete. I do like that. But there's a place where solitude can help that forward motion. I got to a point today where I said, I just got to make more concentrated effort towards this goal because it's mine. It's mine. How can I be of more? It's mine. And I do understand, yeah, delete, bye. And I tell people, especially my parents and my sisters, don't you give my number out to anybody. Because I'll know who gave my number out. I will know who gave my number out. Do not give my number out. I love it. The best thing is always happy to see you, Detroit Sean. The best thing is email, okay? You can email me, but I enjoy just my time with myself. That's right. I don't think that's like the numbers from a movie, 555 555 5555. That's like the number from a movie because they can't put the real phone number because people will call. But not everyone needs to call. And I had shared this story because I don't always share stories about gentlemen who have been in my life. However, the gentleman in my life, thank you for the big love, Zach Black. Thank you. And tell me, is YouTube having like a residency? Because I'm actually, a friend of mine bought a whole group of tickets because I love Tony. And he said, Hope, I bought a whole bunch of tickets and one has your name on it. And I thought, that's so great that I have friends that just say that. I know you do. So let me share this story. One of my gentlemen from, it was quite a while ago, probably like 18 years ago, messaged me, and I don't know why. It might have been because of Ted. And then I don't even know how people found that. But maybe they keep track. I don't know. So he said, hey, Hope, congratulations on this. And I tried to message you, but you have me blocked on your number. And I thought, I haven't talked to you in years. Thank you for the follow, Verana Wright. I haven't talked to you in years, number one. Number two, that was like 3 numbers ago. I've moved like 3 times since then. So you are in the wrong, buddy, because whoever you were messaging wasn't me, but they were tired of you. So they block you. Okay. And I'm not even going to update you on my current number. The email is good enough, but we done with this. You emailed me to tell me that I blocked you. It wasn't even me. Thank you, Norman. And it comes from drinking water and having good sense. My skin comes from being happy, drinking water, and having good sense. So the beauty of that number change, and some people will say, I haven't changed my number in 20 years. Sure. If some people that works for them. Some people do like having friends and colleagues reach out from years ago. I don't, but it's a good chance I won't pick up the phone anyway. There's a very good chance that I probably won't pick up the phone. I do like my quiet, and especially when I'm focusing. Sky! I'm not going to pick up the phone. I am Art Grinder. I am. And the beauty of that is the people that I do pick up the phone, I will pick up the phone for them because I want to. When my nieces, when my family, certain people, certain friends call me, I will pick up. And here's my challenge to you. Who picks up your call? And I'm reminded of someone who said, so-and-so never picks up my call. That's not on them. That's actually on you. If someone never picks up your call, it's you. You probably don't call to tell any good news. You probably call and, why I haven't heard from you. Now you're not going to hear from me again. I'm going to hang it up. No one wants to hear that. And on something as simple as a phone, listen, my phone is for me to be connected to people I want to connect to. I do not feel obligated to pick up anyone's call. And again, if someone's not picking up your call, it's you. And that's a beautiful space to sit in. Why doesn't this person pick up my call? Well, ask them. I can tell you, I don't want to pick up your call. Every time you call, you have some bad news, or you want to tell me, yeah, you never pick up my call, and I feel so hurt, and I don't think you love me. Well, you're kind of right, but so what? What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with me? And this is the point of me not caring. Me not picking up your call actually has everything to do with me, but it's a great space for you to reflect on you. Yeah, I'm never calling someone and say, why didn't you pick up my call? That's just like the person that said, well, if people don't invite me out, they're not real friends. No, they are. They're being completely honest. They just don't want to be around you. That's not a negative thing. The question is, why would you want to be around people that actually don't want to be around you? And it doesn't have to be taken personally. If someone doesn't invite me, my first thought isn't, let me call them and ask them why they didn't invite me. I'm great. That means I can sit home and drink some tea. I'm not going to ask you, why didn't you invite me? You didn't invite me. You didn't invite me. That was reason enough. That's okay. I'm okay with that. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being excluded because when I'm included, I know why. I know why I'm included. And I know I exclude people. And trust me, I'm not going to explain why I exclude you, but that can be a beautiful way for you to go deeper within yourself. Why do people not want to be around me? What do I always talk about when I call people? Do I talk about how sad I am, how terrible I am? Thank you for the follow, Afric Style. How bad life is, how much I hate my job, how much my kids don't like me, how much I can't get a date, how much I want to lose weight. No one wants to hear that, okay? No one. If I'm sitting there on the phone listening to that, baby, that's going to be the last time we talk. And I will tell you, listen, I probably do love you, but I don't want to listen to this. If this is what every conversation is about, you can count me out. Just X me off of the call log, okay? X me off. X me off. But so often, how many times have you, it's the truth. It is the truth. How many times have you sat through these calls and then you get off the call feeling just as sad? No, you ain't calling me to transmit your sadness and loneliness. I'm doing good over here. This is why I don't pick up your call in the first place. And I'm reminded of conversations with a dear friend of mine, and she would call to vent about her husband. With pleasure, one love. She would vent about her husband, and I love this friend. I said, check this out. I love you. So I will give you 20 minutes to vent about the status of your relationship. But after that 20, we got to change the subject. I have to hear what else is transpiring in your life, because there's more to your life than this. And furthermore, the more that you talk about the stuff you don't want in your life, the more it solidifies. Do not call me to tell me you got a flat tire on the road. Forget about that flat tire. I quickly wipe things out of my mind. Someone cut me off. So what? I'm not going to carry that 8 hours to call a friend and say, you know what happened when I was driving? How can you carry that? And I've said this before. If you can carry that for 8 hours, you've been carrying so much for the past 10, 15, 20 years. Learn to release stuff with ease, because when you carry it, that becomes heavy. It becomes a part of your identity, and it starts showing up in your personality. I want to be light when I'm maneuvering through life. I'm talking about funny stuff. And if I do talk about something like that, I turn it into a joke. Because there's real stuff going on in life, and there's real problems people are going through. That's it. 15 minutes tops. Tops. Regina, listen, that's because I only speak about what I've experienced. And this is the truth. So many people say, even my sister said, you can't call Hope about that. You can't call her about that. You don't even call Hope about that. People know that. Because I set the standard. This is my life. This is my life. I live a great life. Regardless of what goes on, I get to dictate how I see my life in this moment. And I'm not going to allow any whippersnapper to come and start telling me about the terribleness of their life. Go away with that. I will say, you know, I think you getting off the phone with me, having a glass of water, and really dreaming about how great your life could be would be more beneficial than telling it to me. Soon, one love. However, be reminded that you are the driver. Sometimes people hop into your passenger seat in life and then they start to driving. No, you're not. No, you're not. When my sister came to visit me, she said, oh, you miss your turn. I said, see, that's called anxiety, because you're actually putting yourself in my position. Your position is actually to be in the passenger seat and just enjoy the ride. The moment that you understand your role, it makes life a lot easier. There is actually no reason, unless I say, hey, shout out the directions to me, that you need to volunteer, because I will easily say that is not helpful. And it's never an argument. I like to say these things as constructively as possible. Meaning, I will say, I'm not going to say that, because Art Grinder, I have to only say the most constructive things, because the person may say, yeah, you want me to drive? No, I will often say what you're doing is not helpful for me. It doesn't benefit me, and I am safe at conducting the wheel. And I believe you're coming from a place of love. However, it would be helpful if you allow me to direct the car. And that's it. I do say these things with clarity and love. This ain't an argument. I'm too cool, calm, and collected to have an argument. But I will say most of the time it starts with, that has no benefit for me. And in reality, it doesn't have any benefit for you. Because for my life, I look at things as, is this beneficial or is this not beneficial? Not is it good or bad. How does this benefit me? Is this benefiting me? Is this relationship benefiting me? If I argue with this person about somebody's video and they like it and I don't, how does that benefit me? It doesn't. Oh, okay. So I don't need to partake. That's how easy life has become for me. So much, I don't need to even tap my foot in. Okay. And I do seek to speak with compassion, especially with people that I love. I do. I feel that it's an ongoing effort. And this is why I meditate and journal and do these things to keep me clear. Because the moment I want to jump on someone and argue, that means, whoa, there's some anger, there's something I haven't released, or there's something else, because nothing deserves to go all the way up to a level 10. I am a proficient communicator, and I value my level of communication, and I value this relationship. Therefore, I value how I communicate to this person. But sit your butt in the seat and enjoy the ride. And yes, I am. And I always say this with my parents and with everyone who came before me. I've seen examples of this. Yes, I get to live this because I saw examples of this with my parents and with the people I've been around, specifically with my father. He was a compassionate speaker. I received a lot of lectures, okay? A lot of lectures. But then the person is aware. Then you're aware of why I'm saying this. You're aware of the disconnect. You're aware, instead of me just jumping off and saying, you shouldn't do that. No, I'm not doing that. I don't have blood pressure. I won't ever have high blood pressure. And I'm not going to allow you to give me no blood pressure. I am. Same thing Hope is speaking on YouTube. So in saying that, you see how that just changes the perspective? I'm in control. I'm an adult. And I see myself in a space of great communication. Therefore, I'm constantly attempting to operate in this way. It doesn't mean I always do. But it is my intention to speak with compassion and love. It is my intention to take 3 breaths before I speak to someone, because I don't react. I respond. I have all the time in the world. And I shared this with my niece because there was an instance where someone else was saying, you need to hurry up. And I said, listen, you can take all the time you need. Someone else's timeline actually has nothing to do with you. And I am a person that does not, thank you for the follow, Regina Jackson. Time means nothing to me, unless it is like business. When you show up, you show up. Now, if you show up 2 hours late, I'm already gone. That just means you're not valuing our time together. But I will get there when I get there safely. I will plan accordingly. This is how I see life. And a lot of this just comes from me being a flight attendant. You can plan to be there at a certain time, but if the flight is delayed or canceled, there's nothing I don't have control over that. And let me share this. This is so helpful. Deciding what you do and don't have control over will alleviate stress. You don't have any control over that. Why do you feel that you need to control something that is out of your control? I can control how I show up in life. I can control how I speak to someone. I can control my emotional regulation. I can't control when someone comes to see me. Well, you should have been here an hour ago. Okay, that's out of my control. Thank you for sharing the live, Maureen. I can't control that. Well, if I was her, I would have done this, but you're not. So why is that the thought? That's too much effort. And for me, this has made this experience called life a lot lighter and easier. Is this something that I can directly control? If so, then that helps me maneuver. But if it's not, yes. And respond, not react. And I'll even question that. What is the goal of my response? Listen, when you ask different questions, when you ask better questions, you get better answers. What is the goal of my response? Is the goal to damage someone's feelings and allow them to feel hurt and make them cry? If that's the case, well, go for it in that way. But if my goal is to understand why they did not show up on time, okay, then just ask. The time was 7. You arrived at 8:40. Is there something that prevented you from being here at 7? And that's it. I don't need to tell the person, well, next time I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. the beauty of that is I found how much power and control I actually have for the things that I can control, and how much power and control, how little over things outside of my control. And after saying that, my hands is up. Well, that actually comes from a space of hurt within yourself. They're the saying, hurt people hurt people. Yes, if you're, here's the other thing, keep motion. You can question, why am I upset? Okay, I'm upset because they're late. Okay, why does that make me upset? Because it's disrespectful. Okay, why do I feel mad when I'm disrespected? Because I feel small and not worthy of being loved. Okay, why do I feel... Just keep going backwards with the whys, because you will usually get to the root of the why, which is always completely different of why you respond the way you do. Well, brushing things off can, if that benefits you, but it's all in the evolution of you. So I'm sure, keep motion. I trust that you know exactly what direction you want to go to. So this is a part of that transformation. To transform yourself, think of yourself as the transformer. Think of yourself as removing parts, adding parts, elongating parts, and truly showing up as something unrecognizable to yourself. And what does that look like? When I said I was going to pursue speaking professionally, what would that look like? What would that feel like? Thank you, Regina Jackson, for sharing the live. How will I show up differently? And I remember seeing myself with short hair, because I naturally just have thick, curly, beautiful hair. Thank you for sharing the live, keep motion. And there was something so regal about the short hair, especially when I'm on stage speaking, that it allowed me to completely transform. And I have this video on my YouTube, which means change your hair, change your life. It's titled Change Your Hair, Change Your Life on my YouTube under the TikTok lives. And it's the TikTok live where I physically shaved off all my hair. And thank you, keep motion. And you won't. It was like a release. It was like a beautiful transformation. And I had to learn how to show up with a different hairstyle. But it's because I saw myself differently. I was no longer that flight attendant. I was now this speaker. I don't even know why you added that, but okay, keep motion, sure. I started seeing myself differently. And I remember I had a family member say, yeah, she used to be a flight attendant. I said, okay, from now on, thank you. Thank you. Address me as a speaker. Because what I was isn't who I am now. And you see how that changes. Because I had to constantly hear that. I'm now in a different space. Even with my flight attendant friends, I haven't flown for, over 3 years now. That's no longer my space of expertise. And so I show up differently. My conversations are different. Now within my flight attendant friends, I still have that commonality because that was my career for 15 years. But I don't speak about flying with the other speakers that I know. And those conversations are different. And seeing how really just that shift creates a shift. So when I'm speaking about transformation, it's going to take something that's so unrecognizable in you to start that transformation. And for me, it's small things. It's small things. Filbert, Amson, thank you for sharing the live. It's that, how I said, deleting numbers from the phone that you've just had in your phone. You haven't talked to these people in years. Delete it. It's one small change. You don't have to change everything in one day, but do one thing each day. Good evening, York. Good to see you. For years, yeah. I often say, and this actually helps rewire your brain, tomorrow morning or tonight when you go to brush your teeth, use your opposite hand. So if you use your right hand, use your left hand. And this is why. Your brain is so used to using your right hand that when you use your left hand, the brain is trying to figure out, like, what is it? Why is she using her left hand? And it's actually rewiring your brain. So once you make one small change, it opens the door for other changes. If you always, exactly, I love change. You can ask any of the men from my past. I do. I love changing places where I live. I love changing my hair. I donated my whole wardrobe and I'll build a new wardrobe. I just am showing up differently, which means everything in me has to show up differently. But that one small change, especially brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, it will feel uncomfortable. It will. However, it opens the door for other changes. If you normally get out of the bed on the right hand side, get out on the left hand side. If you normally use one dominant hand to put on lotion, use the other one. Do these things because it's actually rewiring your brain. And then I go into changing. If you've always used, I don't know, ivory soap, go get a different soap. Because it's more than just purchasing a new soap. It's actually purchasing a new soap. It's smelling a different scent. It's your eyes are seeing a different color. It's everything. But these small changes open the door to bigger changes. And that's how I would start when I was doing, yes, it's a complete philosophy. I completely agree. That's how I would start with change. If my floor mats in my bathroom were white, I would donate them and going to, sure, I do it both at night and in the morning. However, sure. If you have your curtain on the left-hand side, move it to the right. Just these things, because your brain is rewiring from the norm that it has seen. And whatever mats I would have in my bathroom, I would donate them and get new mats. So if they were white, I would go get gray mats or blue mats, something, because these are just subtle changes. Subtle changes. If I had a normal route that I would walk or run in the morning, I would go opposite. Think about all the things you do that you just do the same route all the time. And including driving places. Start turning in a different location. Because it's actually, you can Google neuroplasticity. It's the ease in which our brains can adapt to change. And this is often why you hear people say, I hate change. Well, yeah, you've done everything the same. And it's not that you hate it. It's just that you haven't allowed the beauty of what change brings. It's like change is like any habit. Once you grow into the ease of what change creates, it's not as scary. It really doesn't frighten you. Thank you, Anita Bailey, for the follow. And I had all of my earrings, like water bottle, strawberry, all of these different earrings. Thank you for sharing the live 47, Brandy. And I donate them, or I'll give them to a niece or a friend and get new stuff. Much appreciated. And that name, Anita, reminds me of Anita Baker. So thank you again. Just the ability to do a small change every day. Every day. If you always drink, for me, if I always drink black tea, I will, he was saying he normally showers in the morning, but he'll shower at night. And I said, I do both. I always shower at night. See, for me, the shower is like my transformation for the day. So when I go into the shower in the morning, I'm rinsing off my wonderful sleep and I'm preparing. Yeah, change your name. I would definitely do that. I went by my middle name and then I changed back to my first name, which is Hope. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Me too. I like the way I talk too. Yeah, any small change. For me, the shower is the preparation. So for me, the shower in the morning is the preparation for the day. And I'll even speak and say, this is a great day. Regardless of how the day is, I prepare my day for greatness. And today I really had to speak some beauty into my day because I had spoken to someone and listen, I ain't your girl. Let's stop that right there. Keep motion. Anyone can talk to me however they want because I own me. And also Mag may have an issue with that. Most people don't play about me, but I ain't your girl. I ain't your girl. Thank you, Art Grinder. What's up, DJ Hazard? So the preparation for the shower. What's up? What's up? What's up? And I did watch your video today about what happens if the radio goes off if you get in an accident. And I don't know. I've never been in a car accident, and I won't. I always speak that into existence. But it was funny. The shower is the preparation for the day, how great the day is going to be. You don't need to listen, Kay Mensa. You don't need to say nothing to him. He ain't no one you need to get permission from, so we can stop that right there, okay? The only permission you need is from me, and you got all the permission you need, baby, okay? Do not come up in here thinking that Keep Motion is someone that you need to get you need to check in with. You don't. Okay? You don't. Now that I have that clarified. Oh, it doesn't? I didn't even know. But that could be a good or a bad thing. Yeah. Nah, I don't have to give you, listen, Keep Motion okay, let me go back into what I was saying because you really so exactly these people, DJ Hazard, I have people that come in and try to claim me. I can assure you I am claimed by me. Okay? All right? As I said, and one of my most fabulous moderators, Mag for short, would know, it would take a big gesture. Yeah, you're throwing Hope off track, but let's talk about it. It would take a huge gesture, okay? A huge gesture, because the gentlemen in my life have been amazing. However, I'm amazing. So it takes a huge gesture, a big gesture. It's not a rose. It would be every rose in the store flown in from somewhere and then fly off to some place that you don't even know exists. That's what it takes. It does. I digress. So as I was saying, the shower in the morning is preparing me for the day. And I had spoke to someone who was kind of releasing what they felt on me the day before. And I woke up with, I know York, let's forget about that. With a bit of resistance, like, what is happening in my life? Is today going to be great? And I said, today is going to be great. Yes, it is all jokes. And again, Kay Mensa, you don't need to check in with nobody. You're here, you're receiving the positivity. That's what matters, okay? All right? Keep Motion will be there right where he stands. And being able to, what's up, Coach Jay Smalls? It's about speaking those words of power. So even before the day starts, today is a great day. I feel the opportunity in this day. I feel every interaction being uplifting and captivating and easy. Okay, well, on a submarine. Okay. So, speaking those words of positivity for preparation in the morning. In the mirror, I say thank you. I know it's all love. I love you, Hope. I am powerful. Today, I lead with these words that are helpful and engaging, and I feel great, and I feel flexible, and I am strong, and I am resilient. And then, keep still. That's hilarious, DJ Hazard. Then I go forward with my day. And at the end of the day, it's the same thing. The shower is, today's been a great day. I'm closing off the day. Anything that wasn't to its best expectancy, I'm washing it off. And I'm going to allow this rest to reinvigorate me and to aid me and to repair my body. I speak like this in everything I do, because I do see everything as that ceremony. I'm going to allow you guys to do that in the comments. But the beauty of being able to speak life into yourself, because sometimes I'm always here. I'll always have the videos to speak life, but learn to speak that life into you. I'm doing a great job. I feel great in this day. Everything is working out as it should. And I had to say that today because I was saying this is taking a bit long. No, it's not. It's taking the exact amount of time that it needs to. And everything is perfectly placed. And I am in perfect timing. And I'm doing everything as I should, and it's all working out. I am not going to say anything but like that in the opposite way. Well, sure, but I am loud. I come from a pretty loud family. However, I do love the fact that we can speak life into ourselves. And I always share with speaking those words when you get up. And my morning practice is protected because I don't check my phone or any social media or screens for like the first 2 hours when I awake. And I journal whatever's in my head. If I'm thinking, oh, I want a hamburger, get it out of my head. So I go into the day clear. And then I write my I am statements. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am forgiving. I am open. I am loving. Well, I don't sleep with my phone in my room. I'm extremely disciplined. And I've shared the story. Once I retired from being a flight attendant, I no longer want my phone in my room because I was tethered to my phone in that occupation. And my rest is pivotal to my life. So I don't have the phone in my room. And people know not to call me between certain hours anyway. And whatever is sent to me, I'll get it when I need to. Yeah, my rest is... Here's also the thing. I was not constantly in my own bed. How did I'm extreme. It's not how. I'm extremely disciplined. Everything I've had to achieve, everything that you want is only not yours because you're not disciplined enough. And that's it. Thank you, Nick, for the follow. That's it. Really, that's it. If it's the discipline to say, I don't even need to be watching this Netflix if I want this in my life. This is why I don't watch TV. I actually don't care to watch TV, but traveling was always my entertainment. And so I stream a few things. Like I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I most of the time watch the same things over and over. But if you stop meaningless things, you'll get to what you want faster. I don't need to sit up and watch anything. There's writing I could be doing. There's workshops I could be building. There's speeches I could be writing. There's books I'm constantly reading. But if it's not adding to me, it's taking away from the goal. Yeah, I don't subscribe to any of that. I just use my parents' or my sister's subscription. Who actually pays for those things? I don't know. CK Mensa, this is, I'll call you in, not call you out. I don't know. Because I know the people that I've spoken to, but I don't know all or most people. I know that entertainment can be gratifying. So that I understand. I just don't care to zone out and watch something. Yeah. Be happy, then be right. Joe, yes. And here's another thing. Ask yourself, is it more important to be right, or is it more important to keep the relationship? Because often both can't be had. And I would also question, why do I feel that I need to be right? What does that bring me? There's a lot of questions that I would ask myself. But watching TV, I'm not against any of this. It just doesn't benefit me. It doesn't add to me. It doesn't do anything that puts into my financial goals, my actual goals, my health goals. So I don't care to do it. In that regard, there's very little that I actually do during the day. There's very little that I do. And arguing to be right is nothing that I ever aspire for. Yeah, and I would... Okay, but ask yourself why. Because really, it doesn't matter. As soon as you walk away, it doesn't matter. And even in that moment, it doesn't matter. So it may come from a different thing. I don't know. You would have to ask yourself. You would have to go deeper into yourself. However, watching TV, I don't care. It's me zoning out in front of the television, which I understand. There's certain movies that if they're on, I'll always watch them. But me being the lover of nature, I'll go outside and just have some fresh air. I will read a book. There's other things. And especially with the TED Talk that just happened, a lot of the focus was clarity for that. Me not having my phone in my room, I already don't pick up the phone. I'm an early riser, so it's not like I need a alarm. And I get in control. I'm in control, not the phone. I'm in control. It's very methodical for myself. Okay. Wow, 6 is quite a bit. I'm sure that's helpful for you. Stretching, working out, then getting to my productivity during the day. Walking the dogs, come back. Outside of that, I've really done, thank you for the follow, Nikki. Here's the thing, I've done a lot in life, and I used to be out all the time, especially flying, or when I lived in DC or London or New York or Paris, and I was in social circles where I wouldn't just, even now, I'm not just going out to go out. It has to be a private event that I'm invited to. I'm going for an hour and then I'm out. It probably is. Actually, alarms aren't making your day conducive to a serene start. But if it's working for you, so let it work. I've done so many things with so many amazing people and so many environments. I'm not missing out. I've done all of these things, and they no longer fulfill me. And the things that individuals would think that they would fulfill them, whether it's award shows or these prestigious events, I've done that too. And it doesn't do anything. What fulfills me is accomplishing these goals. The accomplishment of the TED Talk was a huge accomplishment. You just get to a point where, is this serving me? Thank you, Joe. And I asked myself that when I used to drink, and I would only drink the best. Here's the other thing. You got to understand. I've been in quite lovely scenes, okay? I've been in quite beautiful locations with, yes, a lot. Of course. That's why I no longer drink. I strongly believe do these things until you no longer have the need to do it. Champagne. I've always loved champagne. Different vintages of champagne. And especially living in Europe, and my sister's a sommelier, or like certain events, there would be high-level vintages. It was all of it. It's not one thing. It's all of it. It's everything. DJ Hazard. It was all of it. It was the planning. It was the traveling. It was the renegotiating what I was going to say. It was going up there without my shoes. Because if you look, I actually didn't have shoes. I don't drink. I haven't drank for, I don't know, quite a few years. But I got to a point where I just said, this isn't serving me. This isn't serving me. And I don't feel good. And I'm a runner, and I would run like 5 miles in the morning every morning. And I'm hungover, so I can't really run. This isn't aiding me. It's not adding to my body. It's not adding to where I see myself. I'm not getting paid to drink, so it's only taking away. I no longer need it. Same thing with going out. Now, if it's for promotion of something I'm doing, I will go. But if it's just because I want to go out, I'm not doing that. I've already done that in the best places all around the world. I don't need to. The best place is here with me, okay? I don't crave it. Hi, Divine Tarot. I finally catch you on my live because I've been catching you on your live. Thank you for the card pull you did for me a few days ago. It's much appreciated. I'm flowing and fulfilled and speaking about things that no longer fulfill me. Drinking doesn't fulfill me. I love to cook. In Hawaii, I forage my own fruits and vegetables, and I go hiking, and I pick berries, and I pick leaves and make tea. That's fun to me, not to be out with the beautiful girls and guys. I've done that, but it just is no longer something that brings me any element of joy. But I've done it to the highest degree. Let me tell you that. Same thing even with traveling. Thank you, Divine Tarot. I heard you say that in your live many times. I appreciate you. With traveling now, most of the time it's like when I was doing the TED event in Germany, and I still travel, but I don't just travel just to say I'm traveling. There's something attached to it. And my travel is usually something being outside. I'm not going to travel just to go to a bar and get drunk and look for people to give my number to. I don't really care about that. But there's intention. There's intention. And that's what's important to me. So when I speak about not having my phone in my room, that story comes from having to always have my phone in my room because I was a flight attendant and I had to deal with the airline calling me. I don't care about that. Travel doesn't have to take much out of your financial reserve, but I'm always flowing in financial abundance. I'm always abundant in everything, and I would never say that I wasn't. So there's that. There was never a time where I would say I'm not abundant in any way, because I do believe about speaking it into existence, right, Peso? and always speaking in that way. But I also see myself as a international speaker, and I was speaking to a friend in India about this. Everyone can gain something from my words. However, I like speaking to international audiences. There takes the dogs, listen, I told you money's all around me, baby. Come on, money's all around me. Peso, come on, peso. So thank you, peso. Thank you, peso. Thank you, peso. I know. So, so it takes more thought for me to speak to a foreign audience, because you have to understand, I speak about a time where I've been kicked out of a country and banned. I don't speak about it much because it will be in a publication soon, but I have been deported from a country. And because of that, when I speak to other audiences, they can relate to that. American audiences can't really relate to visa issues or being deported because most Americans don't travel, but we don't have the added difficulty of having to have visas to travel abroad. No, not queso, peso, P-E-S-O. Many other countries have to get a visa to travel abroad, which means they have to go apply. Thank you, user 576. They have to go to whatever consulate of whatever country and apply, pay money, show bank statements, tell the reason why they're going. And that consulate could say, no, we're not granting you the visa after paying the equivalent of like $300. Most Americans are not aware of this because with the American passport, you have free entry into hundreds of different countries. But if you're from somewhere, say, several different African countries, you would be aware of the difficulty of travel because you have to get a visa everywhere. And that added bonus of how I speak to different crowds. This is a whatever zone. Keep motion. You ain't running things here. You got to understand, baby. You got to play your position and receive this positivity. But you ain't running things here, partner. You better back it on up. People can say what they want to say. This is a free zone for hope because hope is speaking. This isn't keep motion is speaking. This is hope is speaking. Okay, I'm Big Hope. Don't let me call my goons. I don't do. I got people to do stuff for me. Okay, we sit down and take this positivity. Okay, all right. Thank you. So, thank you, York, for liking the live. When I speak, even like this, it's all about just uniting. It really is. If we could, exactly. You got to apply for moderator, baby, because you ain't moderating through the comments. People are coming here to get some positivity and listen to hope. They didn't come here to look at you in the comments. And I will check you with love. So it's not about the money, keep motion. It is and it isn't. It's the fact, again, that I got to take my niece who had never been to Europe, and she was able to see her aunt on a TEDx stage and just easily flowing through the train system and being in Germany. Now she knows, oh, I can do that too. Oh, this isn't so difficult. Oh, that's what it is. When I say reach one, teach one, including you too. Okay? I hop on the plane and go anywhere, baby. I'm worthy of being in every space. And I will say that as well, because there is a space where others feel that things such as their skin color prevents them from going somewhere, or they're not wanted somewhere. I'm loved everywhere. And I know that. There's never a place where I step into the room and say, I'm not worthy of occupying this space. The universe is my space. I'm worthy of occupying every single space that I seek to be in. And there's a beauty in that. And people, I also want that to be seen. If it's through me, sure. But it just has to be seen. Once it's seen, the seed is planted. The seed is planted. And there's a beauty in being able to just effortlessly be where you want to be without fear. In fact, you should fear me. These powerful words, come on, baby. So we had started with transformation of just changing your number, deleting contacts, and Divine Tarot and Spirituality had spoken about some possible man that would pursue me, but he wouldn't have what it takes. I have never been you could who says I'm already loved. You keep saying I'm trying to love. I'm already loved. I love me. Why do I need your extra love? I already love me. I love me. I give me love. I got a mama that love me. I got daddy that love me. I got the dog that love me. Who says I want this extra love from you? Keep motion. I got enough. Okay? Okay? You really got to understand that. And that's why I am so powerful. I'm not seeking it out because I'm already it. And when you feel that you're already it, it just naturally comes. It's radiating. That's why you're here. You're radiating the love that we each are. And because of that, I don't need to seek it. Because of that, I don't, okay, you, all right, sure, sure. Because of that, consistency is key, which is true. I do love persistence, but how, I'm going to go on to what I was saying. You keep trying to take me away from the message. People are coming to hear me speak, okay? I've never had a problem saying, baby, you ain't for me, because I am enough for me. I get to choose. Now, keep motion. You know you need to go sit down and drink a glass of water. Being in that position of saying, I am great for me. Not saying I don't want anyone next to me, but I'm just okay with me. I love me. I'm worthy of me. I know, but he's in all the lives. I do love my brother. However, I'm just gonna keep going. There's a beauty in just seeing the beauty that is you. And everyone, my TEDx talk is in my bio. You can click it. It'll go straight to the YouTube page. And that's what the talk is about. I only speak of us. The power that is us. You're not great because someone told you you're great, or because you got a degree from this great college, or because you wear a certain brand. You're great because of the greatness that you were born with. And that is for you to discover. Thank you, Art Grinder. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm on here every day. Good night. Discovering the beauty in your being, in your beauty, in your distinct individuality. That is the secret. Not when I'm in relationship with someone, not when I lose 20 pounds, not when I'm get this amount of money. No, you got to feel it now. That's the secret. Once you feel it, it just comes. But do what it takes to get there. If that means shifting your reality by just subtly changing things, by leaving things behind that no longer build you, that no longer serve you, that no longer add to you, that no longer respect you. There may be those group of friends that you've been knowing, come here, Peso, for years and years and years, and you say, you know what, we just don't connect the same. That's okay. What you experience will never leave. It's always there. It will always be there. And you can continue on and feel safe and feel like you've made the right decision. That's what I'm on. that true oneness with yourself. Like, I am just trusting myself and I won't second guess myself because I've survived and I've grown and I'm great. And Hope told me it's me. Thank you, Peso. It's me. So I'm going to believe that it's me. And Peso says, yes, believe that it's you. Thank you for liking the live, and Keep Motion and Francis, because I do believe that, and that's what I speak about. And I go through challenges. I'm always going through a challenge. However, I grow from it. I don't complain about it. Whoa, I got through that. When I got through being deported, that was quite a big challenge. When I was kicked out of my place in Paris, and I was roaming the streets at 3 a.m. and I was crying like, oh my gosh, I'm in Paris. I don't have a place to stay. I went and got a hotel, but yeah, I've been deported. I've lived a colorful life. Let me tell you, this is why I can speak the way I say. I had to check myself and say, Hope, here's the 3 special things. Yes, you are currently without your home right now in Paris, but you have money to stay in a hotel, as long as you want, actually. You have friends that said, hey, you can come stay with me until you sort things out. And I made myself laugh because I said, you know what? Technically, I'm homeless in Paris. Like, it could be Detroit, it could be anywhere else, but I'm in Paris. And I just started laughing. The ability to shift yourself where you can make yourself laugh in these times is magic. And again, it wasn't like homeless for days. It was like for 30 minutes, and then I checked into a hotel and went back to London. But these are great stories. This is why I can speak the way I speak. I've lived, honey. I have. And, it's the 1st. My birthday is in 25 days. Well, I'll tell that story. Maybe I'll tell it tomorrow because it was my fault. It was me. It was me. I thought I could work out that situation and I couldn't. So she was she was a little bit extra, older French woman. She was like, nah, you must get out. You must get out. And it was like, but it's like 2:32 in the morning. Like, I will leave in the morning. But I survived and I've thrived. And in that, it all comes down to what you build from it. I don't blame that lady. It was my fault. It was something I could have prevented from better planning. And that's what it is. I'm never talking about what they did. Hope, you learned from the lesson. France. Well, Paris is Paris, and it was fun. However, I could talk about that for a long time. I choose not to, because now I'm going to go drink water, and I'm going to do one more probably a YouTube post, but another TikTok post, because I was inspired from this talk. Exactly, Regina. I reframe everything immediately. Like, I don't even get to that point where it seeps in. That beauty of being able to say, wait a minute. I can just reframe this. That's all it takes, is reframing. And you are absolutely right, Regina. And I'm always on that positive thing, because I ain't going to be with y'all whippersnappers complaining. It's looking good over here. I'm healthy. I'm vibrant. I'm flexible. I have a great set of teeth. There's so many things that I'm grateful for. And as soon as I get into a space of, why aren't things going this way? I will just get a notepad and say, I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the water I have to drink. I'm grateful for peso. I'm grateful for my talents, gifts, and abilities. I will just start writing that. Do what it takes to get you into that power space. And for me, it's gratitude. What's up? I am Frey. I haven't seen you in a minute. And thank you for commenting on my TikTok, because I saw you did, and yeah, it's about positivity. Just thinking the opposite. This is from my post I made a day or two ago. If you don't have that money, just put yourself in the position, thinking wise, of having it. What would it feel like? Instead of saying, I don't have it, okay, I have it. Now I don't have those problems I'm thinking about. This little phone bill, that little bill, my car bill. Most things, if you think of how you would feel if you had it, that disconnect wouldn't be there. And it takes time. Peso, I know you want to leave. I'm going to finish this up and we'll go outside, okay? So, I'm Frey, you caught me right at the end. Thank you. Thank you. It could be I'm going to take that. I am. I feel really good. I'm making progress. It's November. My birthday will be in 25 days. I'm just on a roll, and the rest of the year it just keeps getting better and better. And I continue to say that because when I do, I continue to see how much it does. And no, you don't either. And no, you don't either. 30 more minutes. And I typically do go for at least 2 hours. However, Peso, keep motion. I'm gonna need you my hype man. You know, at the first in-person event, I gotta have you there. Thank you as my thank you. I love this. Oh, that looks so cool. I gotta have you there as my hype man. And thank you for my roses, I am Frey. Always. Look at that. Look at all these roses. I love a flower. I do love flowers. I do. My jumps. Is that the one when I was doing like toe touches? Because I was a cheerleader and I used to do those. Okay. I like that. Fantastic. Maybe I'll come on again later. Maybe. I just may do a late night session. But I am going to leave this live because I do want to post another TikTok, but I do what I want. Okay? And there's a beauty in just the ability to dream that you can. Stop thinking that what you have is how it will always be, because everything is changing. Nothing stays the same. It doesn't matter what things look like now. You can dream it into place. And now these young girls, and I will say young girls, the delusional thing, sure, but that's a part of it. You have to see something that seems so out of reach that when it comes into reach, you say, whoa, now I get it. And I know because I've done it. Even TED, I didn't know that it was going to happen in that way. How it happened, I knew it would happen, but how it happened was not how I saw it happening. And I'm finishing editing a video for my YouTube page, which is Hope is Speaking, about TED and how all of that transpired. So anyone in my live, my YouTube, my TED is in my link. Exactly. And isn't that so cool when it happens, It's like, whoa. This thing is a mind game, and it's up for me to just keep going and believing. Check out my TEDx. It's just an inspirational talk. It is nothing like a TED Talk, let me tell you. And check out that I have no shoes. I'm a rebel. It's in my link in bio. And always be the reflection of love, because we come from an infinite source of love. Show up. I had to talk myself into showing up, but once I show up and I start talking, I show up, okay? But show up, because so often we tell ourselves, nah, I don't want to, nah, I don't feel good, nah, stop that and go show up. Thank you for sharing the live, Brooklyn and Dave. Show up. Quit giving yourself the easy out and actually take your butt and show up. That's what my mom would say. And when you show up, make it look good. Ooh, Mel Crochet and Knit Gal. I knit. Do you have knitting projects in your content? I'm going to start knitting tonight. Maybe I'll come on with a new knitting project because I love to do that too. This is why I'm perfect, because I knit too. I knit. I want to knit the dog a sweater because she gets cold. So be the infinite source of love. We all come from an infinite source of love. Peso chill. You see, she tries to check me. She's saying, girl, you better hurry up. Show up. Make it look good when you show up. And even when things are so difficult, thank you, Brooklyn and Dave. Oh, I saw you. You were in my live, was it yesterday or the day? Within the past 2 days. Even when things feel so terrible and uncomfortable and lack of money, feel it not. Feel it being the opposite. Because when you sink into what you don't have and how it should be and why it isn't there, that puts you in that hole of despair. That doesn't bring nothing. And I know, I'm positive because I have lived through some things, okay? I will be 40 at the end of the month, and I am so excited. And I really appreciate when anyone says you're awesome, because I am. And because lifes. And when you, listen, whatever it is what it is. I guess it's my chronological age. It's the fact that with those years, there's truth that comes behind those words. And I am Frey. Thank you for contributing to my goal. You always really support, and I appreciate you, girl. I do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. There's so many people. You even Keep Motion, Mag, now Brooklyn. What is it? Brooklyn and Dave. There's so many people that show up that I love it. Y'all are my hopefuls, and this is why I come on to speak. Maureen 44. Wait a minute. Detroit Sean, who always checks in. With pleasure. And I'm going to make one more TikTok because I was inspired while talking. However, the dog is saying, girl, come on. So that is it for this evening. I will be back tomorrow. I love you all. Stay strong, stay beautiful, stay powerful, and keep checking people. Like Keep Motion. You see how he kept writing things? And I had to snap and say, hey, chill. I got some goons, trust me. I'm glad you are the number one hopeful. I always enjoy being with you too, Maureen 44. And thank you, because there are people that immediately run to my lives, and I see you and I appreciate you. And what you will see very soon, I know you will be excited about. So, thank you for getting this up to 15,000 likes. Look at us. Look at us. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. I was going to say this month is going to be great. Tomorrow's a great day. I feel it. I see it. I am it. Be it. Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow.